Hello and welcome back to Paul's Beer Reviews. Tonight I've got a stout for you, and it's a stout from Magic Rock up in Huddersfield there, and it's a can of their Dark Arts. Get a close up there. Dark Arts, described as a surreal stout, coming in at 6% ABV this one. Not a lot of information on the can. Nothing in the way of ingredients. There's the artwork, sort of Magic Rock artwork, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with. Sort of circles and different scribbles and things on there. Yeah, so this one is a black and white one for their stout. Yeah, 6% this one. I've heard really good things about this stout. I've never had it. But like I say, there's no ingredients on the can. Very little information. Just tells you about the brewery itself. Brewed and canned at Magic Rock in Huddersfield. Registered by the Vegan Society. It contains barley, and that's all it says, unfortunately. But there you go. So yes, let's get this 6% stout out of the can, into the glass, and we'll see what we're dealing with. Straight away, as soon as I opened the can there, I saw a nice kind of brown, creamy looking bit of carbonation on it. Pouring, very thick, dark look to it. Looks like I'm pouring myself a glass of oil at the moment. That looked jet black as I was pouring it. One of the darkest stouts I think I've seen. So yeah, there she is. There's the artwork so we can all see it. And that is very, very, very dark. Really dark as you'd expect. Half a finger of tanned, sort of light brown looking head on it. Just seeing, I can see there's a tiniest little bit of red bleeding through it at the bottom of the glass by having to hold that right up at the light bulb to catch that out. But yeah, you can't see that. That's a really dark looking stout. Let's get an aroma on it. Yeah. Coffee. Dark chocolate. Bit of dark fruit in there. That smells nice. Roasted malts in there. It's really, really nice. Lots of coffee, lots of chocolate, roasted malts. Slight kind of fig. Sort of dark cherry aroma to it. Definitely getting the sweetness of like a dark berry coming through. A bitter coffee sort of malt. Smells lovely. Let's get stuck in. Cheers. Oh. Quite a bitter one, this. Really sort of toasty, roasted malts coming through. Dark, bitter coffee aroma, taste. Really coming through, really yeah, initially it's quite light at first. It's kind of like you're getting that kind of slight dark fruit, slight kind of milk chocolate flavour at first, and then mid palate that light carbonation kind of hits that kind of fizz point mid palate, and with it you get this big kind of bitter there. There's the hops on my tongue. Big bitter coffee taste to it, like sort of fresh coffee beans. You know, I'm grinding them up and munging them myself. You know, but really nice, quite rich. Not quite medium body, but it's not particularly thin. Really smooth. I say is that light fruit milk chocolate taste originally, then the carbonation kicks in, lightly carbonated throughout, but it just hits a kind of a peak mid palate, and with it in comes that bitterness from the coffee malts. It really does leave a lingering Taste all around the back and sides of my palate now. Getting all of that dark coffee, dark malts, burnt, toasted malts. Really does have a kind of a dark toasted flavour to it, this one. Quite strong. But very nice. Yeah, cherry, milk chocolate. Boom. Here comes the bitterness now. All over the middle to the back of my palate now. And it's all those toasted malts, all that coffee. A really big roasted malt presence on this one. And the more I taste it, the more that bitterness is lingering. But it's not unpleasant. It's really quite nice, quite rich. Really is quite nice. I think this one is a bit of a sipper. It was chilled. I took it out of the fridge a little while ago, but it is still quite chilled. I think what I might do with this is keep it out for a little while and see if it progresses as the beer gets warmer. Excuse me, see if I can get a bit more on it. But I mean, at the moment it's chilled and very complex at the moment as it is. Really is a lot going on with it. Definitely getting that sort of dark fruit, the chocolate, and then boom, in the mid palate you get that carbonation, and it swings around this bitterness, and it's all there, sides and back of my palate, all that bitterness, all those roasted malts, all that coffee malt. Really quite rich, nice and warming. I can kind of feel a slight warmth now in my chest where it's starting to build up. As I say, slightly medium body to it, a slight bit of thickness to it. Not overly sweet, not overly rich. There is a sweetness to it, but it's not too much. But there's a lovely complexity to it. And like I say, I'm going to let this sit for a little while, let it warm up, and see if I can get more flavour out of it. I just get the feeling this one is a beer that will develop as it sits in the glass. But I mean, in the 7.5 minutes or so that I've been doing this video, I would say this is a very, very nice stout. A lot of good work's gone into this one. It's another very good beer from Magic Rock, isn't it? Yeah. So Dark Arts Surreal Stout from Magic Rock. It's lovely. It's a chilly evening out there. It's sort of getting towards middle of October now, and the evenings are drawing in, and the temperatures aren't getting up. I think it's been about 14 has been the maximum today. So in the evening it's dropping down to single figures, and you're feeling it. And in the evenings you start to go towards beers like this, don't you? The darker beers. And it's certainly having a slightly warming effect on me, but it's very nice. So I'm going to let this open up, let it warm up a bit, and see if I get a bit more out of it. But already it's a very complex and a very tasty stout, and another good beer from Magic Rock. Very impressed with this. So I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. So 8.5 out of 10 for Magic Rock's Dark Arts Surreal Stout. Give the video a thumbs up. Please keep subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care.